What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and want stuff. I have a new installment of my Monolithic Pulse series to do for you guys today. This is a series in which I talk to you about extreme music outside of the realms of metal. And today I'm going to be talking about the newest EP release from the project known as United Front, entitled By All Means 2, The Fall of Church and State. This is a co-release between Malignant Records and Oppressive Resistance Recordings. Yeah. If you're not familiar with the United Front, it is a two-piece outfit based out of San Diego, California, consisting of Gordon Lazarus and Anthony Kuchta III. Back in the early 2000s, this was originally a one-person project known as U731. That project was a very influential and important deal in its own right. If you're familiar with the story of Unit 731, then I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the type of themes and concepts that project had to bring. This was originally a one-person project, that being, of course, Gordon Lazarus's project. But in later times, this project would evolve in a somewhat drastic format. A name change, a change in aesthetic, a change in concept, and a change in visuals. That's where we get to United Front and the addition of the second half of this project, Anthony Kuchta III. And the material that has been released by United Front has been nothing short of solid. From a series of very, very meaningful EPs like the Mannheim EP and Preliminary Emergency Broadcast System to their 2014 debut full-length entitled By All Means, which of course is also the name of this EP, but something a little bit different. And then earlier in the year, they put out a self-titled, self-released digital EP, just to give you a hint and idea of what was going on and brewing within this project's camp. And this second installment of By All Means, The Fall of Church and State, is something very different here. It's a 6-track EP, and it clocks in at around 33 plus minutes in length, and pretty much you can tell once you listen to it, you already get the kind of feeling and vibe you're going to be in for with a release like United Front. This is a band that really utilizes its death industrial and martial industrial roots very, very well and very, very candidly, I should say. Starting off with the track, What Makes Us Great, it pretty much has that slow leading build-up. You hear the vocal and audio samples. You hear a little bit of repetition with those audio samples, but once you get to the more shouted, spoken sort of vocals and the underlying soundscapes and waves that you hear on that particular track, you already know that things are going to be a lot more dark and a lot more seedy from there. That's the kind of vibe I get when I listen to this EP. I think I get a really cold, seedy, evil sort of vibe and essence going for it. Considering the heavy subject matter that's going on with a release like this, this is pretty much being cynical of the world and what's going on today. Political undertones, religion, life, death, the sense of just being alone. Those are just some of the instances I feel when it comes to the overall delivery of some of the songs and some of the concepts and meanings. And then, of course, with songs like the two tracks that have similar feelings to each other, Conflict and What is Conflict. Just the darkness and evilness coming from those two tracks is very resonating. I love the slow build-ups, the higher sort of bits of tension you feel listening to the tracks, the very effective usage of sampling, audio clips, and then when you get to the last few parts of this particular EP with tracks like Our War Alone and a very telling statement with the track No Friends, No Enemies, it's just pure darkness. I love how this EP takes you for a roller coaster ride. It feels very dark and chilling. Just very effective soundscapes, very effective industrial parts, very effective vocal work. You can tell when the vocals are used very sparingly. But when they are brought to attention and used, I think it really works off and pays off very well here. I think this is some very, very dark and twisted stuff. Of course, if you're keeping up with what's going on, you can definitely consider this a soundtrack to the end of things. That's the vibe I get when you listen to this EP. It's a very end of time sort of release. And I think By All Means 2 is a very, very solid EP. It very much is a nice continuance of what this band had put out 3 years ago with the first By All Means release. And I'm very, very interested and curious to hear what comes next from this project. It's very dark, very twisted, very good build-ups, very good tension. That's what I enjoy a lot about death industrial releases, is the fact that things can be built up and things can come to a crescendo of just straight up depravity. And that's what I enjoy about this United Front release. So yeah, definitely check this out if you're into anything related to the United Front or U731 or even Defiler, the project that had some previous ties before that. But yeah, it's just really, really killer stuff. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description box. That's how you can get a hold of this EP and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Malignant Records Bandcamp page where you can listen to this EP in its entirety, hear it for yourself, be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it by digitally, and I will also leave you a link to where you can purchase a physical copy. This is on a very nice glossy digipack. Very professional grade quality as per usual through Malignant Records. Very awesome layout. I got this directly from Mr. Gordon Mark Lazarus himself, so again, thank you very much for making this possible. This is an absolutely killer EP release. By All Means 2, The Fall of Church of State by United Front on Malignant Records, Oppressive Resistance Recordings. Definitely check this out. If you've happened to have heard this, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it, or any of you guys into United Front. Let me know. I'm going to conclude this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Army Help out.